I have transmitted the eternal knowledge as ordained to me by Allah to all of you. And they all positively responded and affirmed that, oh, our Prophet, you have really given us that message. And that message is very much there. What was the message after all? The message was this, that henceforth there will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, color or progeny, because towards Allah all the human beings are His creation. And the Prophet announced that henceforth he buries all the enmities of the past, and all the murders and all the problems of the past are buried under his feet. The Prophet announced, proclaimed that the entire universe is one, and all the people are from one progeny, and that progeny will proceed further towards development of the human society on the basis of equality, on the basis of equity, on the basis of love. And he said that he has struggled forth to procreate and to proclaim this message. And this message is a message not for a particular family or a particular clan or a particular piece of area, but for the whole world. Because Islam has been completed. The message which had been rotating right from the time of Adam's and finally accomplished during the Prophet of Islam, Hazrat Ahmed has been totally proclaimed, and the Prophet had, through his action, through his life, through his struggle, announced that he has accomplished the task so beautifully as ordained by the Creator, Allah, who is his lover and he is his beloved. This beautiful speech is a very artistic piece of culture and literature, in which our Prophet Muhammad proclaims the finest level of his beauty, the finest level of his eloquence, the finest level of his courage, the finest level of his fortitude. If we need to understand the Prophet, it is not necessary for us to ascribe to him certain facts or certain things which are not very vivid or not very clear. What is most paramount is this, that we should transmit the seerat and the conduct of the character of the Prophet Islam to the whole world. And that character and conduct is a symbol which will affect the entire humanity at large. It is not enough to ascribe miracles to the Prophet's personality, because Prophet himself was a miracle. Prophet's personality and Prophet's career and character was itself a miracle for all times to come. And in the last sermon, he is at his best. And then he says that this is his Hajj, on the occasion of Hajj, and he says that maybe next year the people may not see him, because God had dawned to him that that was his last appearance before lakhs of people. There are perhaps 1 or 2 lakh people of all over the Arab Peninsula, and the next year perhaps we may not meet. So people became very sad on this, and his companions were with him. Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Usman, Hazrat Abu Ubaidah bin Jarrah, Hazrat Zubair bin Awam, Hazrat Talha bin Ubaidullah, Hazrat Sayyid bin Waqas, and all the Abdullah bin Mas'ud, great Sahabas, and all the great people and all the humble people of Arab were there and the world across. And he says that now Islam cut across the narrow boundaries of race, caste and color. The Prophet said that it is not the caste, it is not the progeny which is important, it is your character, it is your base which is important. And then if you study Islamic history, Hazrat Bilal was a slave from Abyssinia, slave was Abu Bakr. He was released from torture, and he was the first person who became the Muezzin of Islam, and he proclaimed Azan. So this was a proof that in Islam there is no caste, color, creed. It is a character. It is the beauty of Islam that is based on character. And then when we study the later Sufis, we find that they also discuss the same issue threadbare. When we discuss Zoranun Misri, when we discuss Bayezid Bustami, when we study Hussain Mansur Halaj, when we study Junaid Baghdadi, Abdul Qadir Jilani, Ibn Arabi, Farid al-Nutar, Khwaja Gharib Nawaz Chishti, Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi, all of them, their stance was this, that it is spiritual love and contact which brings people nearer to Allah. And divinity is not hidden behind a caste, color or a race. And the Prophet Islam destroyed all the idols in the Kaaba, the idols of hate, the idols of acrimony, the idol of non-divinity, the idol of usury, and so many things. He gave a lifestyle program for the whole world, for the whole universe. And that program was not confined to Arab Peninsula. That program was for the whole world and for all times to come, with little variations here and there according to the dictates of circumstances. Islam was a religion which was a modern religion and still stands as a modern religion. And in that religion, the message of the Holy Quran brought the Prophet dawned on him, and in that message and the end, it is the khutbah of the Holy Prophet of Islam, which is the last sermon, which is highly eloquent, most beautiful, sophisticated, and full of spiritual splendor and spiritual light. The Prophet Islam is a beloved of Allah. He is a beloved of the whole universe, and we love him too. We, all of us, we love him too, more than our parents, more than our children, more than our family, and this is what he ordained. The Prophet of Islam's life and conduct is an example for the whole world. Whatever people will say, but let me say that he is the symbol of the universe. There are certain people whose mind is very small. They discuss very small things, and they don't really try to grasp the social, economic and cultural phenomenon of Islam, where Islam says that all the layers of economic inequality are to be abolished. Slavery is to be abolished by and large. It is the first religion which says that don't kill your daughters, give equality to men and women, but man is superior in the sense that he is the head of the family. And then he is the culmination, the Prophet Islam, of all the 1,24,000 prophets of Islam. He is the culmination. It was Islam right from Adam up to Muhammad. It's all Islam. All these books, we have to believe in those books. We have to believe in the angels. We have to believe in the last day. And we have to say this, that what we sow, we should reap that. We are supposed to be honest, nice, and stand for truth. Today we see that in Kashmir, in Palestine, Beit al-Muqaddas, the land is occupied by those who are not friends of Islam but enemies. But a time will come when we'll reoccupy Beit al-Muqaddas, our first Qibla, and we'll have Kashmir and other places. And then we'll create an atmosphere of peace and love with all those people in the world. Let them be Christians, Muslims, or all. Oh my friend, let Allah bless you all. And I request my message be transmitted, message of Islam to all and sundry in the world. Thank you.